Give it a few seconds. Or I have to press this over. Nope, cancel. Okay, now it's live. Great. So now we can close this. Now we know that it's live. I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna close this for now. So now what we've been doing is this over here. Okay, so I'm looking into getting started with the Motion AI Kit. So what is the Motion AI Kit? So make your AI agent a motion expert. Best practice from the team behind Motion. Performance audits, up-to-date docs, examples, search, CSS springs, and a transition editor. So now I did prompt my user agent Gemini to help me out, right? So let's start from the beginning. He gave me some instructions right here. So basically, he was giving me a transcript, a voiceover, which I don't want. I want to speak naturally as of right now. I don't mind using voiceovers or transcripts in the sense of reading and giving you guys information, reading word by word. I don't mind. That's fine. It's good information that they give us, you know, it's valid information. But right now I want to speak naturally. But I'm gonna go ahead and read the instructions so you guys can see what we're gonna do today. Okay, so it's gonna be very interesting, and it's probably gonna take a lot longer than what you're used to when it comes to most YouTube tutorials. You could find a tutorial about this online, and most likely get this done in less than 10 minutes. That's fine with me, but that's not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is that I'm teaching not you but us, including myself, teaching ourselves how to learn how to code. I'm not teaching I'm not teaching us um how to code or learn how to code. No, we're teaching we're teaching how to learn how to code. So we're teaching ourselves how to figure out how to teach ourselves how to code. So basically, let me show you what I mean. If we go to my YouTube channel, right? So let's go to my actually I don't want to mix this up. First of all, I want to make this into a transcript before it's too late. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this before I close this, and then well, I'm not gonna lose this information. Let's leave it like this for now. Because I can close this and reopen it. I'm already signed in, so this is gonna stay. All right, so let's start. So I wanted to show you more or less what I mean by teaching you how to learn how to code. And it's gonna make more sense when I show you this part right here, because it's a tongue twister, but I'm sure I know you know what I mean. I just want to. Why would it open there? Let me see what just happened here. Let me go back. Okay, that's because I'm not in my YouTube channel, in my correct account. So I could close this one. That's not the one I want. Let me open the one I want. Is this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and click here and open my YouTube channel so you can see what I mean. Wait a minute. Are we seeing the correct things? No, we're not. Sorry about that. You're not seeing my. Right now, you're just seeing my OBS. And I'm not sure why it would only show my OBS. Okay, so I have to take this out the way, bring it over to my second screen. So just follow through. We're gonna be okay. These mistakes are very important. Why? Because again, the Edison light bulb story. Let me just Google it right here. Edison light bulb. Light bulb. I know how to quote, right? Let's read it. So I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work, that won't work. I didn't not fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps, something like that. But I prefer saying I did not fail 99 times out of 100. I just learned 99 ways how not to make a light bulb. Mistakes are okay, people. You have to make mistakes in order to move forward. Without a good fight, there's no progress, right? So you can't just be successful at everything you do instantly. It it doesn't balance out. It's impossible. Anyways, the problem is when you give up. Don't give up. Okay, so everything's good on that end. So now the light bulb story has been established. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go to my YouTube channel. And I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel, and I want you guys to see what I mean by, well, this is gonna play. Okay. So basically, here's what I mean. So this is what I mean. Stop trying to memorize syntax and start learning how to think like a developer. You have to think like a developer. Do not think that you're not a developer. Everybody around you is going to say that you're not. It's just the nature of the beast. Unless if you have really cool friends or really cool circle or you manifested a really cool environment. Good for you. That's amazing. But in the real world, that's not how it is. So it's called, I think, competition. So in this comprehensive seminar, we shift the focus away from specific language rules and instead look under the hood at the actual mechanics, right, of self-directed learning. So whether you want to build a website application, automate tasks, this video will teach you the core framework needed to teach yourself any programming languages from scratch. You know, I would love to have this like in to paste this somewhere like that. It doesn't, I don't have to constantly come over here. What you will learn, the scaffold mindset, how to set up a clean structured project environment from day one so you can, yeah. So if you watch this video, this is pretty much what I'm gonna give you over here, okay? It might be more than this, but whatever's the case, watch this video and you're gonna see how you could teach yourself how to learn, not how to code, how to learn how to code. So you don't have to rely on video tutorials all the time. And one of the tricks that I use is called triggers. And these are reusable templates or reusable prompts. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. Let me just copy this real quick. Just this little part here. I'm gonna put this in my notes. And my note that I'm looking for should be, there's a lot of notes in here, boy. Okay, here it is. I should probably like open this on a separate tab, but that's fine. That's my microphone that I keep moving, by the way. My studio is worth millions in pesos. Okay, so where should I put this information? Workflow notes, maybe here. Yeah, let's put it right here. Or maybe I should create one up here, and I'm going to call it this. And so let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and copy this right here. Right? Control copy, Control V. Nope. I should copy it, paste it in here, in between. Control V. And I'm going to name it this right here. This title. Okay. Control copy. Because this is what, well, I wasn't expecting this. Title's too long. Why would it keep the other heading first of all, and so see, delete, and it looks smaller too. And we're gonna take this bullet off, and that's fine with me. And now we're gonna take this information right here. We're gonna copy it. Uh-oh. Yo no puedo, I can't, yo no lo puedo pausar. ¿Qué pasó? Déjala ahí que yo la busco ahora. Permiso. Okay, Paula. Yeah, that's my beautiful wife. She speaks fluent Spanish. So yeah, so I'm gonna copy this, and then all I have to do is just paste it in here. But look what happens. I lose my bullets. I think there's a specific, there's a key, a shortcut key that I could use. A key shortcut. I think it's tab. Nope. All right. I'm gonna leave this like that for now. Let's see if it works. I'll do this. Nope. Nope. Let's see. Copy this one over here. Put it in here somewhere. Control V. And then I'm going to copy this over here. So copy. And then I'm gonna put it like around here somewhere. So like that the bullet doesn't disappear. Control V. And the bullet did disappear. Control V. And the bullet did disappear. All right, so if I were to type in here, that wouldn't happen. Okay, good. So I know I can edit it. Nope, view, file. Or I can simply ask my Gemini to put this into bullets. Can you add the title of this video and make a unordered list, unordered list with these bullets. I think I copied it. Okay. Let's see. There you go. It's just that simple, huh? I just love to work hard, don't I? Hardly working, huh? So let's go ahead and paste it here. Hopefully this is gonna work. I believe it is, and it didn't. I want to be able to copy and paste in my notepad. My spelling goes out the window when I'm doing these videos in my notepad. Yeah, but this is not gonna work because it's not notepad ready. Yeah. I'm gonna print him the screen so you can see what's going on. And I wonder why this is not, I can't paste these. Let me just add the screenshot. Before I was able to attach these images. but now it's not even letting me. What is this, bro? Skills. Oh wow, what just happened? Just opening a completely different tab. So this is not working Notepad. Again, I don't know why. Let me see if I can. No. See, this is the thing about these user agents. Sometimes they just stop doing what they used to do. I was able to paste print screens all the time, and now it's not letting me at all. And if I go live, what happens? Nothing. No. Oh lordy. So what I could do is go in here and then enter it here. Can you convert this into notepad type format? There you go. So now this is definitely what I was looking for. So I'm gonna copy this right here. No pain, no gain. That's my analogy. That's my motivation. And let me give them this print screen. This looks ridiculous. You see, okay, so here it does work. That's probably what was going on. This does not look right. So let's see. I can see why this looks messy. How to fix it? Move OBS to a second monitor. No, I'm talking about the notepad. Talking about the notepad styles. The text are not organized or and they are not, they are too large. Yeah, this is not gonna work at all because these bullets are way too big. So I'm gonna ask my other agent to do it. Well, for now on, guys, I'll get back to this. This is not the point of the exercise that we're doing today, and it's taking much longer than it should. I'll just come back and do another video about creating these simple bullets, which I forgot. And we'll figure it out soon enough. I just don't see why I should take so much time dealing with this. If I go over here and ask my guy over here, can you, oh, actually, I know what's the problem. I'm trying to convert it in simple Microsoft Word bullet versus asking him to convert it into a Markdown file. Can you convert this text? Let me shift enter and then control V. Oops, that's not it. Control C. And then we're going to copy what we want to add to the notepad. If now I can find this, but I lost it. There it is. So now this is what I want. Control copy. Put it in here. Control V. And then I want the title also. Wow. What just happened here? Okay. Shift enter. Shift enter. Control V. Okay. Into Markdown. Format. Let me see. Can you convert this text into a Markdown format? Hopefully this works. Yeah, but this is not what I was looking for. You know, it's gonna come to it's gonna come to that I'm just gonna have to create a Markdown folder or file. Yeah. So let me just create one here right away. I'm just gonna create a file. I'm gonna call it How-to-Learn-How-to-Code. Control copy. And I'm gonna press the plus sign right here for new file, V, and this shouldn't be empty space. It should have a dash just to make it user friendly. That's the standard when it comes to naming your files. This is the standard. And then you want to go here, .md, enter, and now we can paste the paste this in here. There you go. And now I can ask them to help me convert this. Let me see, does it do it for me? Right here, if I just hover. Let me press Control. Fix this. Fix this. It should be good enough, that prompt. Yeah, he should be able to fix it instantly. And then I'm gonna ask him to add bullets. Right here, I forgot the syntax, but I know that that's a heading, large heading, because of the hashtag. And as soon as I see how the bullets are created, I could easily explain it to you. But again, I don't create these Markdown files like I used to. It's been years since I've done Markdown files. So make these into bullets. There you go. It's a simple dash. That's it. Keep. And I can take this now, control copy, and hopefully it will work in here. All right. This is not working for me at all. How did I manage to create this in the first place? That's a good question. Let me give them print screen. I am trying to add this. I think this is good enough. This into my notepad. Control V. The split screen stuff might just confuse them. Let me see if I remember how to just print the actual screen, not both screens. And there's a specific way, and it's usually with Shift. So let's say I go over here, Control Shift, print screen, and now I should only take this screen. Oh. Nope. Control Alt. Control Alt, print screen. Okay, there you go. So now it only takes this screen. Great. So now we can exit out. X this one out too. I'm trying to add this to my notepad, but when I paste it in the notepad, the styles are large. Let's see what he says. That happens because your editor is treating Markdown as a format text, so it becomes a big, right? Heading 1, use one of these fixes. Paste as plain text, press Ctrl-Shift-V instead of Ctrl-V. Switch to format mode before pasting in your screenshot. The toolbar shows H1. Change that to normal body text or plain text first, then paste. Remove markdown symbols if you want zero styling. How to learn how to code. Okay, if you want, I can also convert your whole note into a plain text version with no markdown. So basically, he's telling me here, switch to format mode before pasting into your screenshot. The toolbar shows H1. Where does it show H1? Oh, there it is. All right. So I think there's a way to convert my text into Markdown. So I could just Google this. Control Alt print screen. This should be the answer I'm looking for. If I could only find the site where I prompt them. Nope, that's not it. That's not it either. Should be one of these. Yeah, this was it. But this is supposed to be in text, right? And when I do put this in here, it becomes large text. So let's try it one more time. This is the problem. Control Alt print screen. But did not work. So I know there is a way to convert the text in the notepad into Markdown. It should be in the navigation menu. You're completely right. And there is a very easy way to do this from the menu because you are using a Markdown editor like Obsidian VS Code or custom, not the basic window. Since your document is currently in formatted mode with an overlay large font size, you can instantly clean it up. Clean up the layout by toggling the file type or fix. Okay, so change the file extension, exactly. So let's do that. Save it, and the app will instantly look in the navigation menu, check the status bar, look at the bottom left corner where it says formatted. Formatted, okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, but see, this is the problem. I'm supposed to do this and change these into these. Okay, so now I could actually go into my VS Code, control copy, And now I could replace this over here. No pain, no gain. So now I can replace this with this is Markdown syntax. And now why would all this come out? So, hey, let me see. Control O, control copy. Why did all this come out? That's kind of weird. Oh, there you go. And now let's go ahead and change it. Okay, perfect. Brought to you by very patient developer. I mean, hey, listen, if you know how to do this on the fly, good for you. This is called learning moments. Fun times, right? So how to learn how to code, the ultimate self-taught developer blueprint. So stop trying to memorize syntax and start learning how to think like a developer. Now, I want to highlight a keyword. So we go back, we look at this. This is how you highlight it with two asterisks on each side, And we're gonna go ahead and click format or click on Markdown, and then we're going to we're going to go back. So stop trying to memorize. I'll put two asterisks here. Keyword. And then I start learning how to think. And then right here also two asterisks. Okay. Like a developer. In this comprehensive seminar, we shift the focus away from specific language rules and instead look under the hood at the actual mechanics of self-direct learning. Okay, here. Guys, you have to put in the work. What I just did was I put in the work. Even though I had my user agent help me, the pressure is on because I have you guys as the audience. And then what is my brain telling me? I'm not gonna tell you I had happy thoughts. I was in the clouds, cloud nine, having happy thoughts. I was thinking, man, am I gonna be able to pull this off? You know? And what else comes after that? Yeah. TMI, right? So we figured it out. Great. So self-directed learning. That's this keywords. Self-directed learning. You want to learn how to direct yourself to learn the right way. Something like that. Self-directed learning. There's a trigger here that I could use to give this a lot more life. Right? So, and I think it's called let me see. What trigger should I use here? Let me look for it first. Let me look for my triggers really quick. List trigger or show triggers. It's list triggers. So I'm gonna look for one of my triggers here that will help me break this down here. I mean, it's self-explanatory, self-directed learning, right? You're gonna direct yourself to learn, not just to learn how to code. No, teach yourself how to learn how to code. Yeah, it's like a oxymoron, I think. But whatever's the case, I know this is gonna work. So this one we're gonna have to use. This is very cool trigger. It captures this error to solution, expands this error. Well, actually turns an error into video ready diagnosis. First narrative, including a short companion by default. It's a lot more than that, by the way. You're gonna see. You're gonna be in awe when I'm done. When I use this one. it actually, let me explain it. When you do an error or mistake or a bug, and, and and you eventually fix it, it will it will break it down step by step how you fixed it, and then it'll give you an example, or it will recreate the error for you to then show it on screen as to how you fixed it. The difference is that when you're fixing it like on the fly, you don't have the details. So what it does is when you eventually fix it and you run this trigger, it'll give you detail by detail what you did. It will explain everything that went wrong and explain how you fixed it. Amazing. Again, you could prompt them over here. You could use one of those fancy huge prompts. You could go to those websites that'll create a prompt for you to do this type of stuff, but they're doing it, not you. You're going through the struggle, you know. No pain, no gain, right? These easy prompts are like fat people. I'm sorry. They just keep stuffing and eating, you know, consuming. They're not researching. They're just consuming. Put in the prompt, do it for me. Put in the prompt, do it for me. Uh, whatever that means. TMI again, going off the rails. Another one flew off the cuckoo's nest. Woohoo! So where is that one that I'm looking for? There you go. Concept expansion. Okay, so expands the selected non-code line into deeper spoken friendly explanation with practical interpretation and beginner takeaway, right? But if there is a code, it's supposed to also add the code conception. Let me look into this. Let me look for that for my list. This trigger. Let me see if it's here. Trigger index, great. Let's read it and look for that trigger itself. Guys, again, this is all about learning. I did tell you that we were going to jump into doing this eventually, and we are. But if you watch any of my live streams, I seem to give you gems. This is a gem, you know, what we're doing right here. Small little gems. And then eventually we go into the actual, what is it called? The mine, the huge mine. And then we do this where it's a huge gem waiting for us, whatever. So stick around and see what I mean. So basically, so if we look for that specific control fine concept, and then press enter, there it is. So, right, expands the selected transcript into a, can include compact code. Great, that's the part. I also want that to be very important. All right, because if it does, like for example here, there's no code, but if there is a code, it will explain it. It will include compact code example plus a plain language line by line breakdown. So let's go ahead and run this on this word right here, on this. Because this, I got a little curious. Like, what would he say, if I were to run this trigger concept expansion? Wait, tab, enter. Okay, let's see. So it says, I'm expanding the selected line into transcript ready teaching pros now. Keep it natural, easy to read out loud, and faithful to your lesson flow. So it says directed learning means you are not waiting for someone to hand you every step, right? You take ownership of what to learn, what to practice next, and how to check if you actually understood it. In this lesson, that means we are not memorizing random syntax first. So la bichuela. Delicious. No, está bien. That's the wife again. She seems, Mucho, yo sé que sí. Yo tengo mucho dinero, pero no está aquí. Hay que buscar. Paula, excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. So basically, self-directed learning means you're not waiting for someone to hand you every step. Let me start from the beginning. I was interrupted. I'm expanding the selected line into transcript ready teaching pros now, keeping it natural, easy to read out loud, and faithful to your lesson flow. Self-directed learning means you're not waiting for someone to hand you every step. You take ownership of what to learn, what to practice next, and how to check if you actually understood it. So in this lesson, that means we're not memorizing random syntax first. We are training a respectable process. Right. Pick one small goal, try it, observe what happens, fix what breaks, and then reflect on why it worked. That loop is how real coding skills is built over time. You can't just ask them to fix everything. Now, if you are asking him to fix everything, what's your take? What are you taking with you? Or you just asking him to fix everything and you're done? No. After he fixes everything, then you research the fix. You look at it. You then ask questions. Then you try it yourself. Then you ask him to do an example. You know, you build. It's called constructive thinking. Constructive thinking is another term for that. But you're constructing live coding. So basically, that's what I look forward to doing, and that's how I'm gonna teach you guys to learn how to code. So when developers say learn how to learn, this is what they mean. You use documentation, error messages, examples, and experiments as feedback, not as obstacles. This is not an obstacle. The fact that I'm derailing from the main topic is not an obstacle. We are still learning, which is going to lead us to our main topic, which will then ease the whole learning process because we learned something on the way of our main topic, which there is a direct correlation. If you ask me, there really is a direct correlation. Why? Because what we're gonna do at the end, when we start the main topic, deals with teaching yourself how to learn how to code. And I'm just giving you a better understanding of what I mean. When your developers say learn how to learn, this is what they mean. You use documentation, error messages, examples, and experiments as feedback. Everything's good on this end on my OBS. I'll make sure my camera and everything's working. Okay, great. So, right, you use documentation, error message examples, and experiments as feedback, not as obstacles. Instead of asking, what command do I copy? You start asking, what is this code doing? And how can I prove it? Something like that. A simple way to apply this in your workflow is choose one tiny outcome, build a first draft quickly, test it immediately, debug one issue at a time, write down what you learned before moving on. Now, guys, I keep saying you have to read just about everything that is in your interest, right? This is our interest. Both panels, the content panel and the chat box panel. This is information. Information is not informative unless if you find it. No. Informa- Information is not information unless if you find it informative. Yeah. Again, gems, take them with you. So listen to those wise words, a learning moment, right? So information is not information unless if you find it informative. A book does not have information unless if you find it informative. A book does not exist unless if you find it informative. Listen to those wise words. So in practice, self-directed learning turns confusion into progress. Listen to those wise words. You stop judging yourself for not knowing everything. You stop judging yourself for not knowing everything and start building confidence by solving one clear problem at a time. So if you ask your user agent to solve it for you, you're going to still stay stuck in judging yourself. We're putting in the work. We're reading. We're using our hands. We're using our eyes. We're eventually going to start using our ears because you're going to listen to this maybe when you're running errands. Hopefully you enjoy my voice. Or you could do it yourself. Record yourself, read everything, listen to yourself. Why? Because you have the answers right here in the palm of your hands, right? Your laptop, your user agent, stuff like that. So, man, if you compare it to somebody else's video, that's just giving you the answer straightforward versus this video that's showing you how to learn how to code. It's completely different. So you're gonna win-win on this end. You're gonna win, I'm gonna win, right? So again, build confidence by solving one clear problem at a time. So main takeaway, self-directed learning is the skill of running your own learning loop. And that skill is what you let and that skill is what lets you teach yourself any programming language. That's it. Case closed. So now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna tell him to add it to the transcript. Add this to the transcript using the. I'm gonna tell him to make sure that he uses the conceptual trigger. Expansion, right? Using the conceptual expansion trigger. Even though he tends to make it look like he used it here, but it's completely different here because if we look at our list triggers, right? Trigger index, it says here expands the selected transcript, right? And that's what he did. He expanded it, right? Into a spoken friendly teaching prose and when needed for clarity. Okay. So yeah, I get this is it. Uh, he's gonna just paste this and he's gonna paste it in Markdown language. So let's go back over. Add this to the transcript using the concept expansion trigger enter. Because like I was saying, sometimes this there's a lot more to it than what he put here. Here's just instruction and here's the actual trigger that is doing its job, doing exactly what it's supposed to do. This is instructions and this is exactly what it's supposed to. You see, it's completely different. But like I said, you have to read the chat box, everything, because that's called work, persistency. It's called research, right? You're reading, you're researching. All right, great. Now we're gonna keep it. That's if you want to be a developer. Hopefully that's the case. Not that you don't have to be. That's fine. You could join my channel if you're not. So now I'm gonna take off the lint, right? Lint, clean MD lint. And I'm gonna press enter. And all he's gonna do is just put the correct spacing. Right now the spaces are not good. These spaces are given these warnings. Everything's good. I'm still being recorded. Great. Sometimes it just stops. Am I lagging? It looks like I'm lagging a little bit. Oh, nothing's perfect. Okay, so we're gonna keep it. Let's see what he's doing. Oh, great. That's a lot of information. So let's read this. Like I said, you have to read everything. So I'm going to link clean the current markdown with the smallest possible indentation edits, then verify diagnostics so we can report exact pass or fail results. I found the lint issue hard tab indentions and a missing trailing new line. I'm replacing only the tab indents with spaces and keeping all wording exactly the same. I've applied the minimum indentation to clean up. Next, I am rerunning diagnostics to confirm the markdown warnings are fully cleared. Only one warning remains. Okay, so he's basically troubleshooting. I finished the last fix. Okay. Warning snapshot, lint rule, right? File impact, fixed plan, kept all wording and transcript context exactly the same. Normalized indentation, great. So he did his job. No need to read everything. This happens because Markdown linters reject hard tabs. Right? You see, like I said, this you see that spacing compared to this spacing. This is probably like 60 pixels, and this is probably like 40 pixels or 30 pixels. You see, because of this, that's why we got that lint error or warning. Okay, so now he took it off, and now it looks great. So I could have easily done that myself, but I'm not. See, these are things that you want to actually use agent to do, but you have to understand it, just like I just explained it, right? That's called research now sticks. Now I can do this myself. Will I? Most likely not. Why? Because I don't have time to do all this, but I can explain it. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it. Great, great. So let's read. Okay, so it starts with stop trying to memorize syntax and start learning how to think like a developer. Great. So what I did was, right? So it's good that he indented it because it means that this here has to do with what's going on. It's an essay, I don't know, paragraphs, right? Um, Simple literature, right? So, or grammar, whatever it is. So we shift the focus away from the specific language rules and instead look under the hood at the actual mechanics. Yeah, I have an audience you can't imagine. Oof. Yeah, it's full. I don't think I could add another person to my audience. So self-directed learning. Yep, so that's what we're doing here. Self-directed learning means you are not waiting for someone to hand you every step, hand you everything in a spoon here. And all you do is consume it. If you want to grab the spoon yourself, get the food and consume it yourself, right? That's more or less what I mean. So in this lesson, that means we're not memorizing random syntax first. We are training a repeatable process. Pick one small goal, try it, observe what happens, fix what breaks. Great. So a simple way to apply this in your workflow is choose one tiny. Let's see if it's identical. Simple way, yeah, choose one tiny outcome and practice and then main takeaway. Great. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this whole markdown file, we're gonna copy it, right? Copy the text, the syntax, and then we're gonna go to our notepad. We're gonna click, yeah, we're in the right place. And now we're going to add it here by, we're gonna do this, right? And paste it over and replace this section with the new section. And now it's saved, right? I can press Control Save if you want, but this automatically saves. Markdown, great. Now I would like for it to indent a little more. So let's see what it looks like here. Um, rules, okay. In this comprehensive way from specific language rules, and instead, okay, learning. The last word is learning. Let's look for it. Control find. Learning. Enter. There you go. Self-directed learning. And then we have the section that we triggered. That's where it starts right here. After learning, self-directed learning, and then turn. Just let's keep. Let me see. How many are there? Okay, great. It should be this one right here. Stop trying to memorize in this comprehensive. Okay, so then there's one more. That's the one I'm talking about. Self-directed learning. Let me just copy this part right here, this whole part, and then we'll look for it in the notepad. Control find, Control V, enter, great. So learning, I'm not sure what's going on here. Why would it end at here in this comprehensive seminar? Oh, because I got the same wording around here. Well, let me press enter again. Oh wow, there's only one. This is becoming more time consuming than what I thought. So let's just read. In this comprehensive seminar, we shift. In this comprehensive seminar, we shift, right? Shift focus away from specific language rules, and instead look under the hood. At actual learning. So why would it not go into self-directed? Oh shoot. It's because there's two. It's because oh shoot. Yeah, this could be okay. This is becoming really, really annoying. Okay, got it. Finally. So this needs to this needs to be shift tab. Oh, that didn't work. Shift tab. Nope, that didn't work. Ready? So it looks like we can't tab right now because this doesn't have the ability to tab unless if we ask him to tab for us. Let me give him a screenshot of what's going on here. Press Control C, put it back to its normal. Control Alt print screen. See, I put in the work. Didn't work out. Let's ask the user agent now. Can you tab this section just like it looks here? And I'm gonna give him a. This is a lame prompt in layman terms, but that's the best I could do right now because it's. I don't even want to say the word, but yeah, let's just keep going. We'll figure it out. So I understood. I understand you want the selected paragraph block to be visibly tabbed in the transcript, so I'm increasing I'm increasing this indentation to a deeper nested level while keeping the exact same wording. I've applied the deeper tabbing. Right, but we'll reflect on the Markdown file. I've applied the deeper tabbing to that selection. I'll quickly check lint status to make sure. See, this is all happening because we took off the lints. If we didn't take off the lints, this tab will actually work. You see what I mean? Hopefully in a few seconds or so, or on a different video, but because we need to move forward. So I've applied the deeper tabbing to that section. I'll quickly check link status to make sure this indentation still validates. Done. I've tabbed that section deeper so it visually nests under the bullet, matching the style you pointed out in. Right, so contents was not changed. Right, so let's keep it and let's see if it actually works. So I'm gonna take everything, control copy, format. Let me look at something really quick. Okay, wait. Is there tabs going on here? There's no tabbing going on in any of these. So I'm gonna take the I'm gonna select the section. Goes all the way up to here. Then I'm gonna paste it. Save, and I'm gonna go. I'm sure this doesn't work like that. Yeah, it doesn't. But if I were to press Control C, right, and keep the lints, Control Y, and keep the lints, right, Control All, Control Copy, and then we go over here, and then we copy. I mean, we select the selection, Control V, Control Save, whatever, and then press here. Still the same thing. What is the syntax to create a tab? To create a tab and Markdown. I'm gonna ask him, see if he gives me the syntax, and I'll just add it myself. There should be a syntax for that. Markdown. Oh wow, look at that. Use these nested lists in the code block in the visual line spacing. Use HTML non-breaking space. If you need manual visual indent. Use space before bullets. Yeah. So for some reason it's not working. I don't think we should focus too much on this. I think I should just call this live tutorial how to create a markdown file, because this is what it's leading to. Because here's the thing, if I right click here, right, it's gonna work if I do this. Actually, check this out. If I press print document to HTML, and then I click on here, and then I right click on the document, and we open live, because it becomes now a page, an actual web page, right? And we open it on the browser. Now it's perfectly gonna do exactly what we intended it to do to some extent. Yeah. So if we look at our notepad, let's compare it. See, it's not doing exactly what we intended it to do. So that's fine. That's where this ends. I could go into the actual, yeah. Yeah, that's as far as it's gonna go. And let me ask one of my other user agents as to why it's not indenting and see what they say. I hate the fact, I mean, I don't like the fact that I can't give this guy a print screen. It's amazing. Let me ask him why I can't give you attach a print screen. Let's see what it says. It can be frustrating when you're trying to share a screenshot and it just won't attach. Since I am an AI system, my interface, platform restriction, browser permission, file size format. What you can do instead, if you need to copy it, you can try describing the text. Okay, so let's go with the actual AI mode. And I think I was using it here. No, it doesn't matter. I'll use it right here, AI mode. And let me close this guy. Why the indentations don't work in my notepad? Markdown 5. And I'm gonna give them the print screen, right? Let's see. Uh-oh. So yeah, you can't preview it. So let me make sure I give them the correct preview right here. Control Alt print screen. I don't want to give them just any preview screen, print screen. Sit out. Control V. Here we go. Why indentations don't work in my notepad markdown file, but it works here. Mix this out. Control Alt print screen, and then go over here, give them another print screen, but it works in my browser. Enter. Your text editor shows your raw text exactly as it is typed, whereas your browser is rendering and compile HTML, of course. But this is a markdown notepad, as far as I'm concerned. If we look at it, and then we go to File, or is there an About? There's not an About. Hold up, Markdown. Yeah, so we could go to the same tags. Yeah, it's the same thing. Just click here. Okay. So yeah, it says Markdown here. So edit, view. I can give them this print string too. Control Alt print screen. Control V. So then he says here, right? So consecutive paragraphs on the list item. In row markdown, formatting does not happen automatically. To make paragraphs align and indent correctly under a bullet point in your text file, you must manually add 4 spaces. To the beginning of every, okay, that makes sense. And this comprehensive, so let's see, use code with caution. In Notepad, you were looking at the raw unformatted because those paragraphs start at the absolute left edge. Okay. So if you plan to convert or want it to look uniform across all, let me know if you need help formatting the number list or setting up a live markdown preview in the browser and Notepad. So it has to have 4 tabs, 4 spaces, right? So let's try it. It has more than 4 spaces. Self-directed, all right? That's the one we're looking for. It has more than 4 spaces. Oh, it doesn't. 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't work. All right, guys, this is where this section ends because let me give it like 20 spaces. See what happens. Unsupported syntax. Okay. This file contains syntax that isn't fully supported. Some content may not render, and switching views could modify parts of the cancel. Okay, Control C. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. All right, guys. On to the next. This looks great. I'm not gonna complain. This is not even a Markdown application. It just has the basics, I believe. And let's keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it moving. This is not a loss. We just learned how not to use this Markdown notepad or this notepad, how not to use it. No indentations. That's what this means in this notepad. Look, there's absolutely no indentations. Okay, so now we just learned something. Can I download an application that actually does that for me? It's not necessary because I already have this over here. This is the actual, you know, it didn't even work here. And it does have 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So now that I saved it and I right click here and then I open a live server, yeah, that's as far as I go, people. So I don't like giving up at all. This is perfect indentation, perfect format, because you have a bullet here, and then you have a paragraph here, or a sentence here, a paragraph here, a paragraph here, a sentence here, and then you have the order list over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's an order list. So that's perfect. Okay, so this is how you learn how to research, right? It takes you a huge amount of time, but we learned something today. Okay, so on to the next step, the most important step. Hopefully, I didn't get lost in the sauce. All right, so it says here you cannot use the official Motion AI Kit extension or MCP server directly with GitHub Copilot inside VS Code. So let me ask him if that's true. Let me ask my actual GitHub Copilot if that's true. And let me switch back to here. I don't want to mess up the HTML. As you can see, you don't want to mess this up, even though you can fix it instantly. Okay, so let's go over here. And I'm gonna paste this. Why did it give me? Oh, that's because this is a link, but I don't want the link part. So I'm gonna go to my notepad and paste it in here so it could be raw text. And then I could paste it back. Great. Control copy, Control C, then Control Alt, Control V. Can I use motion? Let's see what he said. He's doing a lot of searching here because he looks like he doesn't know much. Yes, with a distinction, Motion AI Kit as a VS Code extension, Copilot can work alongside it, but not automatically control all extension features unless the extension explicitly exposes Copilot compatible tools. Oh, Lord. Somebody's calling me. That was one of my coworkers calling me. And my screen gave in. So now I gotta fix it. Let me try and fix it with my OBS. I might have to stop this streaming and start another one because I'm gonna have to pick up that call. But let me see if I could fix my streaming really quick, my mass camera to see if this is also a learning moment. Where is my actual, okay, here's my camera. Right, so let me X this out. Discard, press save. So this is where I'm at right here. I prompt him all the way up here. Can I use Motion AI Kit, right? I think you read this. We read this already. He said yes with the distinction. And then eventually he says here, yes, this is direct integration path. If you configure and enable MCP server in VS Code, GitHub Copilot can call the tools that that servers exposes exceptions to your permission approval. So yes, extension only, usually manual, used by you. Usually manual. Okay. MCP enabled tools callable by Copilot and chat agent work. Oh, okay. Workflows. Okay. So then let's go ahead and check to see if we have if we can install this extension. I'm just gonna type it in first because pasting it is just gonna I don't want to see the blank, nothing. I'm gonna type it in letter by letter and hopefully it'll show up little by little. What are my options of extensions that I could choose, right? I guess I want to be dramatic at the moment. So it says here, make sure verify Copilot, go to extension and confirm that motion. Okay, so motion AI, MO motion studios AI. There's a couple of them in here. Kit. Yeah. The one that we're looking for is most likely not here. So let's see what these do. And if there is, um, is it made by Motion Dev? Yeah, my machine is getting a little slow with what's going on with my camera and all that. Oh, there it is. There, really? Let's see, visual and AI animation editing. Yes. Yes, it is. So it exists, but my friend here told me it didn't. Should I update him? Why not? Let's see what he says here. For some reason, I can't give him a print screen. Oh, okay. Features. Yeah, I'll talk to him about that later. Let me install it first. Trust the publisher. Okay, guys. So I need a break. I really do. This is excitement galore right now, and I need a break. Hey, I got a little friend here. Hmm. I got a little friend here, and I think okay. And this was how long ago? It's not easy. View view AI viewer streambo.com. Hmm. What is this? Let me expand my chat because I want to know what we're talking about here. Sorry, guys, I have to understand this, and I really don't understand how this works because all right, so I did. They say somebody sent me a message saying AI viewers streamboo.com. If you guys know what that means, please enlighten me because I don't. I'm gonna keep doing what we're doing here. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so and thank you for sticking around. Great. Um, so it's installed, guys. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take a break. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys on the next video on the next stream live. Okay? We're gonna keep having fun, I promise.